Boom! Yo, welcome to Knowledge's Keyboard. Today update is going to be about what's going on in West Africa at the moment in Niger. You see, the French want to protect the interests. It's funny how they use the sneaky words like they want to protect our interests. What interests they want to protect? More about, we want to keep on stealing your resources. But listen to this brother right here. This brother speaking to a lot of facts, but a lot of facts that we have to come together as Africa as a collective and wake up. This shit is getting messed up. But look what it said: protect our interests. What do you mean about that? Listen to what the brother said. This brother speaking a lot of facts. Listen to him.
I have a very, very important message that I would like to pass on to our African leaders, to ECOWAS leaders in particular, and to African leaders in general. And to ECOWAS, because I want to pitch our conversation around the Niger sanctions. And to African political leaders, this includes opposition leaders in Africa and all other African leaders out there who are young and aspirant to become leaders. And I would speak in the context of South Africa. I'll speak in the context of Uganda. I'm speaking in the context of Namibia, Zimbabwe in particular also, and other African nations also in general. Now, I'll start off first with the sad news that we've had about sanctions that have been pushed forward to Niger from ECOWAS. ECOWAS, which is the Eastern Africa, East, South, Eastern African, Western, whatever, trade platform that they've created out there, as contrasted to SADC in the South and etc. That now they're cutting off resources and cutting off supplies into Niger. And what these organizations must remember, number one, it is that those sanctions that they are putting forward, they will only go to damage and destroy their fellow African people. And it is not right that you will make the poor people suffer, because sanctions by nature, they're intended to put pressure on the government and force the regime that is in power to hand over power back to the colonial system. Now, we have known for the longest of time, Burkina Faso, Togo, Mali, Senegal, Niger, and many of the Francophone countries have been for the longest of time being forced to put more than 85% of their annual taxes and monies into the French banks, and then when they want the money back, they must be paying interest. I think Mama Chiwombori did a brilliant program on that. You can Google it up and check it out. She used to be the United Nations, the representative of Africa on the United Nations space there, on the Africa Union, sorry. And having said that, sanctions have never been to the advantage of the local people, because when you cut down the resources on the local people, it is a foreign agenda, because the commercial and business interests of the West are being challenged. And France was very clear, and even Biden this morning was very clear, that Niger must expect a very strong repercussion for the decisions that she has made. And that decisions means that there may be interventions that are coming to restore the American interests, to restore the French interests. Now, I read something also this morning that was interesting, that after America blew up the Nord Stream gas pipe that was supplying Europe, their option and alternative was to build another gas pipeline from Niger into Europe, inclusive of the uranium that is being taken off. And Niger, it looks like it's putting a stop to that. So the American plan is fallen dead to the ground. The Nord Stream is no longer working. The Niger pipeline is no longer working. And the uranium which they had opted to get from Niger is no longer working. Now, because Americans and British and Europe are pumping money into ECOWAS, and they're pumping money indirectly because they're in control of the leaders of those countries. And they're not interested in democracy. Because if they were interested in democracy, they would have been discussing the Biafra story in Nigeria, for example. But it looks like most of the Francophone leaders that have been there for the longest of time have been mainly stooges and puppets of the French government. And they go to Paris and they get a tap on the shoulder, and then they come back home and they're told to manage the Western interest. Niger is suffering from electricity problems and cutoff, and yet it is producing uranium that is giving the European countries the power that they need. So the best plan is, if they want the uranium, if they want power, open up the power in Niger and take the power to where you want it, so that when you put the power stations in the places where the raw materials are being found, you are creating jobs also, and the local communities can benefit. So number one, sanctions by nature are a means of war. Sanctions are a means of war. In fact, sanctions are war, but the war is being fought on the civilians. So you cut down supplies, and when you cut down the supplies, then the people are going to revolt. Now I hear that price of wheat and price of rice, price of bread is shot into the sky. So fuel will follow. So what? Just like what happened to Zimbabwe. And I don't know how long it will take African countries to understand that the way this Western world treat each individual country will not change. Immediately you tamper with the Western interests, you are bound to suffer the consequences. One of the consequences are sanctions. So what happens when there are sanctions? No more donor money, no more support structures, and on top of that, their supplies are being cut off. Electricity, water, medical aid, medical supplies, together with power supplies and other things. And then when those things happen, one step further down, people will become unhappy, people become restless. When people become restless, people will start war. And when they start war, then they will topple off their government. And when they topple off their government, you come in as Europeans as if they want solutions. So when you fix the solution, then you put another leader that is prone to you, and then this is how it has been happening. Congo for the longest of time. In Zimbabwe, we're just breaking off now, but we're still stuck in sanctions.
Macron, France. I mean, I'm speaking to brothers all across the globe. You have to come to realizations that we think we was choosing a leader, but we're really not choosing a leader. I mean, there are puppets in place. You think these people just come and, you know what I mean, kill me, and after that, and don't put system in place to benefit them. This is what is going on right now with the ECOWAS. I mean, the ECOWAS, why your brother want to get out from bondages, you want to force your brother to stay in the bondages? A bondage? Huh? Look how much oil Nigeria is producing right now. Look how many people are struggling. You want to make a pipeline from Nigeria, so many people don't even has the opportunity to get gases in their houses. But you want to supply a whole Europeans, while in the Africans you don't do it. See, this is the puppet leaders that we got, because we are not really choosing a leader, bro. That's why these countries, they're tired of it. Look what happened in Gabon right now, the military coup that happened there. I don't call it military coup. For me, I call it a liberation. The people are tired. They're very, very tired. So it's time they're waking up. And us as African around the globe, we have to come to realizations and wake up that the leader that we choose, we think we choose independent, but it's really not easy, because those leaders that are still puppet. They choose the leader that they want to be in power. We don't choose the leader. We think we do, but we really don't. Your brother want to get out of bondage, you want to force him to get into it. Yo, shout out to the French-speaking countries. They're tired of it. Because the English-speaking country, we are sleeping, bro. They're scared of that. Okay, that means they're scared of dying, bro. But the French-speaking country, they're tired of it. Like Burkina Faso, they wake up. Mali, Gabon recently. Gabon too tired, and you got president of France you're talking about, you want to protect your interests. What interests are you talking about? You're talking about stealing other men resources, call it an interest? What sneaky wars like that? Interest. Instead of using, okay, I would kill to steal your property. You know, okay, you find it out, okay, I'm stealing your property. Now you be like, no, I don't want you no more. Just stealing my shit. They say, okay, then I will kill you. This is insane. I would kill your people because you don't want me to steal your shit. This is crazy. I mean, us as I don't speak as us as Africans, we have to get up because this is our continent they're playing with. We are some days we're thinking about going back there. We have to wake up, spread the messages, bro. Spread the message. This is not fun. This isn't a joke. We have to wake up, my brother. Wake up.